Coming up on the next New Day Cleveland, we are cruising!
That's right, and we are making not one, but 2 stops in Grand Turk and Bimini.
It's sun, fun, and we're bringing our New Day family with us. New Day Cleveland starts right now. Tropical getaway. Welcome to New Day Cleveland. I'm Natalie Hervik, and Nicole Marcelino is joining me as we head out on the open water. The sun may be setting here in Miami, but we are just getting ready to set sail. We are on Virgin Voyages Valiant Lady, and let me tell you, Canary Travel, they make this seamless, especially our arrival. Mandy, thank you for all you've done for us so far. It's so exciting to be here.
I know, I'm so glad to be here. We try to make it as easy as possible, especially when cruising. So, you know, if you need flights, if you want to do any pre-night hotels and stay before the cruise, stay after the cruise, you can extend your vacation. So we try to make it easy to get there.
The backdrop that we have behind us of Miami here is absolutely stunning.
It's
but
beautiful.
I know over the next 5 days, there are going to be plenty of beautiful landscapes in our future. What all do we have in store for us?
We have quite a bit going on this week. So we make a couple stops. We go to Bimini in the Bahamas. Grand Turks is another stop that we do. We have a couple days at sea, but that's great because there's over 20 restaurants here we can try out. There's all kinds of classes and fun games and things to do all day. So
I mean, there's so many, because it's an adult-only ship, you have some things you wouldn't normally see on other. The casino, for one, is something interesting and unique.
And a tattoo shop.
And a tattoo parlor, too. You never know what you're going to find
know.
here. But I'll tell you what I love about it, the fact that you have less than 3,000 people on board this ship. It's more of an intimate setting.
Yeah, it's smaller. You kind of get to know everybody on another level, I think, because, you know, you're seeing them more. It's more one-on-one service, too.
And I can't forget the fact that we brought how many viewers with us today?
We have about 78 viewers here with us.
They're coming along for this magical ride, or should I say magical sailing adventure that we're about to set sail on. You guys know how to do it right, and we thank you so much for letting us be a part of this as we take off.
Yes.
You ready?
I'm ready. Let's go
do
sail.
this. We're talking first class, high class, award-winning cuisine here on Virgin Voyages. It is probably one of the main reasons why people come and want to stay at sea instead of leaving to go to ports. I have Charles Stedman joining me. He's Director of Food and Beverage here for Virgin Voyages. How, if you could describe it, even in one word, how would you describe the cuisine here?
One word, wow, that's a hard one.
Okay, a sentence. I'll give you a sentence.
Can I use a hyphen that's award-winning? Yes. So award-winning, does that count? Is for somebody on board?
It's award-winning. I mean, known internationally for the food here. When it comes to the restaurants, how many in total do you have throughout the entire ship?
Oh, great question. So we have 6 main restaurants, 20 plus total eateries across, including fun little food kiosks in our galley, our Lick Me Till ice cream and gelato parlor, the pizza place and whatnot. But it's really an exciting program where we not only kind of tie in the adult by design aspect of it, but also tying in our culinary collective. So this is between amazing Michelin star chefs, amazing James Beard, Good Gourmand recognized chefs, great mixologists from around the world, to really kind of curate these menus that create integrity in each one of these spaces. And we'll be walking through like the galley galley and the test kitchen and some of these other areas and great eateries on board the ship, and you can see those influences. Where the biggest thing is we create the restaurant for more of a land-based approach rather than the big dining experience that you see for food halls and other cruise lines.
Right, and you're also all about sustainability and working with local vendors, right, to create this wonderful atmosphere that you do have with the food, which I think is also awesome on top of everything else. But let me tell you from personal experience, I must say, when I was on this ship, I did not want to leave because I was just blown away by the dining, and I was traveling to other parts of the world and I preferred the food on the ship because it was that good, and everyone around me felt the same way too. So I'm sure you guys must pride yourselves on what you do as far as creating that world-class experience.
So we do, and it's also tying into a sustainability initiative that we have that, in terms of lower carbon footprint. So it's not just only having great products on board, but products that have a statement and a mission that works with us.
And breakfast, lunch, and dinner that you have covered, but you also do room service too,
we do,
right?
Yeah, so
that's a perk too.
It is at 24/7, so you can always get something. And it's our Ship Eats program. So the Ship Eats is like a room service, and we're very kind of proud of that because there's a very strong sustainable focus in terms of the delivery, in terms of the items being sourced, but also the plateware, the glassware, the whole 9 yards. Where traditional companies usually have about 120 or so disposable single-use items, and we're to just about a little over 20. So it is something for us where we try not to bring the waste on board, we try not to create the waste, but also give real silverware, real napkins. We are a premium product, and we like to deliver, even at room service, a premium experience.
And I mean, on just about any floor you go to, you're going to find those little nooks and crannies where they have the amazing ice cream, the pizza place. So you really, depending on where you're on the ship, you're going to find a cool eatery involved, right?
Yes, definitely. I mean, in the middle of the ship, it's more of the cabins, everything from there. Got to get some people that have time to rest. But yeah, between the middle decks and then the top decks is really just a food and beverage extravaganza. Each place having its own personality, and again, mentioning that integrity as well of the space, kind of owning what that menu experience or that dining experience is, and not mix mashing around.
And when you say experience, I really think that it becomes such an experience when you think of places like Gunbae, that becomes a party atmosphere, right? So I mean, like, you really create memories for people when they're dining in these restaurants. So we're going to take you through some of these really cool areas throughout the ship here that really focus on exquisite cuisine. But I just have to ask one last question. If you took a scale and you weighed someone before and after, I guarantee you there's got to be at least 5 pounds added on with all this delicious food.
But you can't outweigh the happiness that you gain from getting
Exactly.
That, so.
I'm ready for it. Still to come, a dining experience that blew our minds.
When you hop on board a Virgin Voyages cruise, there's no shortage of fun things to do and see while you're at sea. And Emma McIntosh, who is the entertainment director, is one of the people responsible for making sure that you have the best trip of your life. Thank you for having us on board.
Thank you for coming.
So, as the entertainment director, obviously your hand is involved in so much of what sailors are able to see and do. And one of the really unique things, there is such a wide array of things for people that are maybe looking to relax, to people that have high energy levels. So, how do you determine what you want to have on these cruise ships?
Oh, that's a big question. Well, we have so many different demographics of people sailing. So one of the important things is to remember we have to cater to a wide variety. We like to do it like a festival style. So what we tend to do is put on quite a lot of events, and we have something going on in the Red Room, which is our primary theatre, in the Manor, which works as our nightclub and also dinner theatre. But in the ship, which we call the Sandbox, we have different events like trivias to catch people who like to do gaming. We also have art classes for people maybe who are feeling a little bit more introverted and want to connect at a different level. So essentially we try and cater for different tribes. And what we have, which is different from other cruise lines, is an entertainment director versus a cruise director.
Okay.
So we have a group of 12 different Happenings cast members, and they kind of tap into the energy of the different types of sailors we find at Virgin Voyages.
You know, I am new to cruise life, and I wasn't sure how I was going to feel upon jumping on the ship. And I have to say, everyone from the cast members to just the different selection of things available, I am just blown away. And even in talking with some of the viewers that are on this trip with us, they said they had certain expectations for how the trip would be, but so far, everything has just exceeded their expectations.
That's amazing to hear. That's fantastic.
Now, I also have to say, I've never worked out while on vacation.
Right.
Because the workout room was so nice and the scenery was so beautiful, I finally got that jog in this morning. But that's the thing. I mean, you have yoga classes, you have an incredible gym. If you want to just lay out by the pool and listen to the DJ, you have that. And then the nightlife. I mean, you are producing award-winning shows, and the people that you have on board, they're just so talented.
We do, and one of the things that separates us from other lines is that we've brought one of our shows, Dual Reality, to land. Yes. So it's the first cruise ship that's ever done that. And if you get a chance to see Dual Reality while you're on board, please do. It's a fantastic circus show. Really talented athletes that we have on board, not just cast members. And we really, really pride ourselves in the edgy shows that we put on for our sailors as well.
So you've got the shows, you've got the Scarlet Party, you have the PJ Party. For people that are on board a Virgin Voyages cruise ship, if there's just one thing that they have to do, and I mean, there's so many different things that you can choose from. I'm really putting you on the spot here, Emma. What's the one thing they must do?
Oh,
asking for a friend, Emma.
Asking for a friend. I would say, and I know maybe it's not the answer you want to hear, is get lost.
Oh.
So just go and explore. One of the things I find is really important is to not just be like in your app and looking at the event, walk around, see what you discover, because that's very much what our Scarlet Night is all about, number one, and also just the idea of getting lost at sea and really just immersing yourself in everything that we have to offer, whether it is the detox philosophy that we like to live by, whether that's going to watch you know, a musician on the rocks, or if you want to go outside and listen to music, just meander through the decks and find something new.
That is the best advice ever on the ship and also in life. So thank you so much. I feel like I'm about to go get lost now. Is that okay?
Do it. Absolutely.
Back with Charles Stedman here because we are going to give you kind of a behind the scenes tour now of some of the just a few of the amazing spots that you can visit when you're coming to eat and dine on the ship. So this is the Wake?
Yes, so welcome to the Wake.
Staircase.
I know, we like a great sense of entry. Yeah, we worked with D. Cooper, who's the visionary behind a lot of the developments of the spaces of the ship, and also with this specifically with Tom Dixon. So Tom Dixon, a phenomenal designer, where we like to focus a little bit less on the normal cruise designers and work with people that do great boutique hotels, restaurants, and bar spaces. So the Wake is our most celebratory space on board. Now we kind of get away from fine dining. It sounds a little bit too stuffy, but for us it's more refined dining. So we worked with Brad Farmery, a Michelin-star chef, to create a great kind of more Mad Men era kind of steakhouse, kind of like seafood experience.
That's what's so cool. You're talking about Michelin-inspired cuisine on the ship. I mean, it's the highest level. And when people are experiencing this, it's not just about the food, the drinks are also award-winning.
They are, yes. We actually won some great accolades for those, and kind of looking at the focus is the same approach from the culinary and looking at food, also from the beverage side. Great ingredients, local like juices as much as we can use for that, strong training, and going out and find the best to come work with us here on the ships.
And you've done it, let me tell you, from experience, you have done it. Now, are we allowed to keep going this way, or which way can we continue to travel?
Yeah, and before we do that, this will get into the back of the house.
Okay, I must say, it's really cool to be able to get to see the behind the scenes and walk through the kitchen here.
And it's something very that differentiates us, on top of not just charging extra for signature restaurants or special, we just call them restaurants. We don't have the big dining halls. And part of that is, being that adding that integrity back into what the concept is. And you can kind of see, like, we're making some fresh pasta right now. So we like to make things made to order as much as possible rather than having it pre-processed and sent out. But that helps differentiate us because each restaurant also has its own specific galley or kitchen that's dedicated to the equipment, dedicated to the skill set and the prep needed to execute the menu in front of the house.
So what I seem to love about this is that there's no big dining hall. It's these intimate settings no matter where you are on the ship.
Correct. Yeah, and they all have their own personality. Beautiful
Like this
design
one.
elements, and you see the music changes, even the smells in the air change for the cuisine. But I keep using the word integrity because we do want to make sure that what the experience we're building is what the people will receive. And it's important to us, working especially with our culinary collective of chefs, that we kind of bring their visions to life as well.
And we're an extra virgin now.
We are an extra virgin.
Italian.
Italiano, yes. You'll probably see me sitting at the bar grabbing a snack here more times when I'm visiting the ship. You can, from the communal tables to bring that kind of connectivity in food and beverage, right? Raising a glass, raising a fork together. But for me, this is definitely, you can't go wrong with the time.
You know what, that's so awesome because when you think about it, you do. If you're a couple that's coming, you might make friends with the couple next to you then and you become lifelong friends after. That probably happens a lot on this ship.
It does, and we even have a solo sailor program too. So if you're traveling by yourself, we'll get people together to mix and mingle and enjoy a nice little group, kind of dinner together if you like, and then you can keep the good times going.
We have a few single sailors coming on our trip as well, and I absolutely love the fact that people feel comfortable coming alone and walking away with some new friendships in the process too.
Oh, raising a glass and raising a fork leads to lifelong friendships.
That's why we love it, Charles. After the break, we're in for a bumpy ride in Grand Turk. We've done it. We've made it to our first port. We are here in Grand Turk in Turks and Caicos. The country is beautiful. Look at that bright blue water. Right when you get off of the boat, you can come and you could hang out here at the beach all day long if you wanted to. Sip a little Mai Tai under the palm trees. You know what else is really cool? Fun little trivia fact. This is where John Glenn first stepped on dry land after they orbited Earth back in 1962. So there is a replica of the capsule over there and a lot of other fun facts about that. But you could just sit at the beach. You could go get something to eat. What else you could be doing though is exploring the entire island. And there are so many ways to do it. You could do golf cart, you could do the duck boats that they have, ATVs. You could also do the dune buggies, and that is what we're about to do. So we're going to see how Nicole does driving on the left side of the road because this is a British territory, of course.
Left on to the side, we're taking the left turn. Left on to the buggy like this, right turn, open door, slow it down, all right?
We are here in beautiful Grand Turk, and one of the best ways to immerse yourself in all that this wonderful island has to offer is by getting ready to go on a dune buggy tour. Now, we hear that the island is about 7 miles wide, so we're not sure exactly how long this tour is going to take, but from what we hear, there could be an opportunity to see some wild horses, which I know Natalie and I are hoping to see. This is the perfect way to kind of get an inside feel for all the island has to offer, so come along. Let me see. Were you paying attention to the hand signal? No. All right, here we go. Sorry, cautious driver here. I would also be happy seeing a whale today. A whale or a horse, that will make my trip. Thank you. Oh, this is great. When I was younger, I wanted to be a race car driver. You did? This is cool. It just, there were no lights. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. That was not funny. I think we need to switch. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Girl, it's fine. Oh, Donkeys. Donkeys. All right, so we're checking one thing off our list. Now we still need to see the horses, a whale, and flamingos. Donkeys! There's more donkeys! More donkeys! Horses! Oh! Horses! Oh no! Horse crossing. We found the horses. The horses. That one's a straggler. Oh, we saw them. We saw them. Horses. Get it, girl. There's no need for speed. All right, well, first of all, how do you think I did?
I thought you were wonderful.
Honestly.
I thought you were wonderful until we almost hit a bird, but we didn't hit the bird, so we're good.
And we almost hit a donkey.
Yeah,
And we almost hit horses.
you were still good, I think.
I mean, honestly, next time I will let you drive.
No, I was good with being the passenger seat. I'll tell you, we got to see so many beautiful things on this.
We did. And you know, having a chance to do something like this, it was amazing, it was adventurous, but it also reminds you of why tourism is so important to places like this. Honestly, if you book a Virgin Voyages cruise through Canary Travel, like take advantage of these expeditions, these excursions, because these are things you're not going to be able to do. And really, I couldn't recommend it more. So thank you, and thank you.
I'll get back in with you. Don't worry.
You promise 5-star review?
But let's go to
Leave
the
a
beach.
good review.
Let's go to the beach first.
Let's go to the beach.
every restaurant on this ship deserves its time in the spotlight. But this one, as a foodie, brought my world to a screeching halt. Let me tell you, Charles, the Test Kitchen is one of the coolest restaurants I think I've ever been in my life. And it all starts with the base of a Michelin-inspired cuisine menu.
Correct. Yeah, we worked with Chef Matt Lambert, some Michelin-starred chef, to create a tasting experience. So while it does look a little bit sterile and kind of very laboratory-esque in the space, the food really does come alive with this French-style kind of escoffier service, where the plates get put down. You have this beautiful kind of representation and explanation of the dish, because the menu itself is literally that.
It's a small menu. So on the menu that we are going to get to experience, you start with mushrooms, some egg yolk and caviar, scallop and ham, beef or venison tenderloin, and then you get the chocolate dessert.
Yes.
And you think, am I going to be hungry after this? It might be, because they're smaller portions. You are so full by the end of it because you allow yourself to enjoy the experience of it all. So this would be one of the restaurants that you would probably take some time and know that you're going to be here for a little bit, right?
Definitely. This taps
Take it all in.
Taps into discovery 100%, right? So discovery moment. On land, it's definitely a higher price point to do some of these tasting kind of menus and things, but here it's included in the ticket price.
On land, but it's included in our, and that's why everyone is chomping at the bit to get in here. But again, there is an educational component with this restaurant, it seems like.
Correct, there is. And like I said, the team here does an amazing job to really explain the dishes coming out, because when you have such a minimal menu of one word being what that course is, the explanation is needed. In addition, I really like this place because when I come in, I don't really have to make many decisions, right? I can just sit down, bring me the best of the best. We even do pairings. So we do a wine pairing, a beer pairing, a non-alcoholic pairing, a low ABV pairing, and a foolproof one. So if you just select one of those, then you're on autopilot, and just the best comes out for you.
Why is it so important for Virgin for you guys to do something where you have such variety when it comes to even the pairings?
It's, for us, really looking at the overall sailor experience. So our passengers, our lingo sailors, is really looking at that journey. So when they come onto the ship, and especially if they're a foodie, if they're not, one, we'll make them one. Two, it's creating that variety across the ship where it doesn't feel just that same dining hall over and over again, or you're just looking for that pizza party because you didn't get enough for dinner time. So we're not shy on the portion side, but also just really creating a nice kind of dynamic experience for our sailors on board the ship.
And then the science of it all, the experimentation with the food, with the flavors. I mean, there are components mixed into each dish that you wouldn't think would pair well, and then you try them, and your mind is literally blown.
Oh, trust me, my mind gets blown when I look at the chef's pantry and all these really great things that the team has to be able to execute and create these amazing recipes.
I'm telling you, if you're coming on board and you're trying the restaurants, you cannot leave the ship until you try the Test Kitchen, and I can guarantee you will thank us later for letting you know that. Thank you again, Charles, so
cheers.
much. Still to come, Nicole and I are jumping into a workout that is totally awesome. One thing we're quickly coming to find is that there are plenty of themed events that happen on Virgin Voyages, and we are taking this one very seriously.
We are. I mean, from the pajama party to the Scarlet party, there's something about getting into 80s workout attire that just, I don't know, it brings me back to my childhood.
It really, it brings out the kid in us. We're ready to have some fun, lift some weights,
You ready to do this,
and
girlfriend?
do a 1-2 punch. Let's go. Bam, let's go.
Water and some fresh air. I am sweating, but that was so much fun.
Honestly, taking us back, that music was amazing. I'm seriously dying in this outfit, but it was all worth it.
It was, and I was really impressed with your moves, girlfriend.
Mine, yours, mine. We'll work on it. We might come back for another round 2 if they let us. Let's go get water.
Let's do it.
If you're looking for a meal with a side of partay, I think Gunbae would be the place to come on the ship. What do you, Charles?
That is true. Gunbae actually means cheers in Korean. So for this concept, we worked with Chef Sohee Kim. So she's a James Beard Bib Gourmand recognized chef up in New York to create an amazing culinary experience of Korean barbecue. And we're the only ships that do Korean barbecue at sea. And it's a really kind of fun communal moment to take you a little bit through the journey. When you sit down, you have your friends with you, this and you that. Everyone's having a great time, but your server will come over and give you a little shot of soju and take you through a drinking game. Now, if you're sober curious or living a sober lifestyle, we do have an alternative for you as well to make sure that you have fun in these drinking games. Which my favorite is basically it's 369. So you can't say 369 or any derivative.
I was terrible at this game, let me tell you.
What happens when you lose though, then the team really just gets behind and says Gunbae, Gunbae, so you have to just drink your shot of soju.
89.
So throughout the entire night, the energy level keeps pumping up. And it's definitely one of our most celebratory, high energy spaces.
It's awesome because the whole staff, like you said, is coming and taking part in things. Then you might be sitting with a couple or someone else who you don't know. And by the end of it, you're all laughing and having fun like you have known each other your whole lives.
Oh yeah, the connectivity is high in this one, for sure. Definitely. And the food is great.
The food is insane. So again, it's all cooked in front of you. And that experience in itself, I think, brings a different element to a meal.
Oh, definitely. And it's one of those, have no fear. The team will help cook for you, make sure you're on the right path for it. But having some great offerings from the meat side, some great seafood offerings, vegetarian as well. And it's all included in the ticket price as well, which is great. So you can really just sit back and enjoy. And definitely have some soju.
The drinking games are fun, the fact that you get to do that, but then tasting the samples of this food, I mean, it's things that people might not normally venture off to try on their own, but when they come to a place like this, I think, why not? And then I think they're blown away in the process.
And something I see a lot too is there's actually more approachability than what people think. When they sit down and they start having the bites and this, they usually associate different cuisines for like different, it must be spicy or it must be this or it must be rich or that. But it's honestly one of my favorite places to kind of get a healthier little bite, to keep it kind of higher in the protein and lower on the kind of the sauces and everything from there.
And I can't forget about the atmosphere, the music in here. I mean, it's one of those experiences where the music's playing, people are dancing when they're sitting there in their booths. I mean, it becomes a party.
The drinking games help with that for sure.
It definitely allows you to let loose a little bit.
Yeah, and then one of my favorite drinks is the K-pop disco water. So it actually comes out in a little disco ball, and it's just really refreshing and light and plays well with the flavors. But you definitely see some of those disco balls float around and people having a good time for sure.
And of all the things you've tried when you eat here, do you have a favorite?
Oh, I'm a middle child, so that's like who's my favorite brother? Probably Art, but no, I mean for me it's usually just just the entire experience. So kind of having nice courses laid out, do some vegetables, do some seafood, a little bit of meat here. I mean obviously all the appetizers I'm a huge fan of. I mean you can obviously tell it's like I'm a meat and potatoes person, but this is one where it's really hard to choose because there are so many great offerings.
It's memorable too.
It is.
I won't forget the experience that I had here. I know no one else will when they try it as well. Thank you, Charles. We are having
having the most wonderful time on this trip, and it's all been made possible thanks to our friends at Canary Travel. This is Lori, and she's one of the people that if you want to book a cruise, you go to her because you are a cruise specialist. You've booked how many cruises?
Thousands.
Thousands. What I have loved about this trip, you have made everything so easy from the time we booked the trip up until now. You do all the hard stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, we spent a lot of time kind of, planning everything out, making sure everything's in place so our clients don't have a whole lot to worry about before they travel. So yeah, I mean, that's what we do. We try to make it easy for everybody.
The perfect thing too, there are cruises that are great for people who have never been on a cruise. Maybe they don't know what to expect, and those are usually shorter cruises, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people like to start out with a 3 or 4 night cruise just to get a taste of it, see if they like it. Then they kind of spread their wings a little bit and venture out for a little longer trip, different destinations.
Do you find that a lot of people who have booked their first cruise with you, by the time they get to the end of that cruise, they're like, all right, Lori, I need to book another one?
Yes, absolutely. So they come in very nervous. They don't know what to expect. We try to walk them through as much as possible so there are no surprises when they get there. And then, they have a great time. They come back, they book again, or they book on the cruise that they're currently on.
And it has really been such a wonderful team effort, too. We have, obviously, Angie back at home, but you and Mandy have been here. And whenever any of us have had questions, or any of the viewers on the trip with us have had questions, or maybe they needed something, you kind of will drop everything and make sure that you can take care of it.
Yes, we're here because of our clients. So if it wasn't for the clients, we would be out of jobs.
And speaking of the clients, for people that are on the fence saying, I don't know, well maybe now is the time to book that first cruise, what is the biggest piece of advice you have for them?
Book earlier rather than later. Cruising has become very, very popular. If you wait till the last minute, you're unfortunately not going to get what you want. So book at least 6 months in advance, a little longer if you can, depending on the destination you want to travel to. But definitely give yourself some room. Book it ahead of time. Make sure you're getting everything that you want.
Well, it has been such a pleasure working with you. It's been such a pleasure meeting all the people on our trip, and also just seeing different locations that I ordinarily wouldn't have been able to visit. So I want to thank you so much. And Lori, we have to talk because I think I need to plan my next cruise.
I'll help you out. Not a problem.
Coming up next, a taste of paradise here in the Bahamas.
welcome to Bimini. Bimini is the most westerly island in our Bahamas. So we have fresh conch every day. Now this is what they look like live in the ship. White meat. That's where it's connected inside.
Wow. Bullet?
Yep. Don't run, where you going? What it is? It's a girl. It's a girl. It's a girl. Now guys, we're officially all in Bimini. Welcome to the north side of Bimini. Like I told you, Bimini consists of 2 main islands currently on our north side. It also only consists of 2 main highways on our north side, so it's impossible to get lost on the north side. You're in the western half of the Bermuda Triangle, so you're in the safe side. You're not dead center. They say dead center, everything's just vanished, disappear. But guys, you're in the western half of this Bermuda Triangle. You're only 50 miles east of Lake Miami.
So you jump off the cruise ship in Bimini and the beautiful waters are there in front of you. And the interesting part is we're on private territory where we are on the cruise ship. So if you really want to explore all of Bimini, you have to come with Joelle to do one of their cultural tours. Wouldn't that be right?
You'll have to come on a culture tour or normally rent a golf cart by one of the locals.
So we're taking a whole tour with you. It's going to last about 2 hours?
2.5 hours.
2.5. And on this tour, what all are we going to get to do? Let's start with the conch.
Our first stop on our culture tour, where we show you how the conch is taken out of the conch shell, cleaned, prepared, and what all the uses for on the island. Because we also use the conch shells as a building supply, where we use it for construction, plates, glass. The meat itself is imported, exported for millions of dollars. The female conch can produce conch pearls, but they are very rare. So it's gonna be a payday normally when you find a conch pearl.
Have you ever found one?
We found 2 last year, but it was only 2 for the whole year. 365 days and only 2, but it still was a payday.
So that's one of the main things that when someone comes here on the island, they have to try as far as cuisine goes, right?
That's our local dish in the Bahamas. Conch fish and lobster is what the Bahamas specialize in.
Now, what else will we see while we do this tour with you?
Currently, behind me and on the side of me, we're at our craft center, where we carry the tourists where they can meet the local vendors, where they can buy souvenirs, something to remember Bimini by.
This is also known as the gaming capital of the world when it comes to fishing, right? The big game.
Big game resort. They chose some of the biggest fishing tournaments, such as the Wahoo tournament, Tuna tournament, Mai, Topping, and much more.
And I know there's so much history here. We are going to drive by sites that are dedicated to Martin Luther King.
Yes, the civil rights leader. And he spent a number of the 60s here. He has a statue in the mangroves dedicated to his state. He have a plaque dedicated on big games where he used to sleep. And he even has a statue right in our craft center.
And Ernest Hemingway, he stayed here too?
He stayed here too. He wrote 2 of his novels, Old Man of the Sea and Island in the Screen. It's a lost landmark now at the current moment because it got burnt down in 2006 and never rebuilt, guys.
So what else, as we continue to explore, are we going to get to see?
You're gonna see a beautiful shipwreck. It's called the Valiant Lady, and it has a very beautiful beach behind it and a beautiful scenery.
And you're only about 50 miles outside of Miami, right?
50 miles west on our radio beach will be Miami, 50 miles east when you return home.
Do you think out of all the Bahamas, coming to Bimini, it's not as common. People don't come here as much, but when they get here, it's like their own little paradise.
It is their own little paradise. Well, we have more tourists really coming in from the cruise lines because we have a few cruise lines what comes to Bimini, such as the Virgin Voyage. Every other day it's gonna be like a party in Bimini from the cruise ship. It's gonna be a beautiful sight. You're gonna love yourself.
Well, the sights are amazing, and we can't thank you enough for giving us the grand tour of Bimini.
No problem.
Now give yourself a round of applause.
One of the most interesting stops that you would make when you come here to Bimini is the Dolphin House. 32 years and counting, one man created this house, and he's sitting right up there. We're gonna go inside and get a closer look at the masterpiece that he has made.
done yet. If you got something to put on the wall, you can give it to me. I'll be happy to put it on the wall.
Oh gosh.
We're wrapping up our tour with a bite of Bimini, checking out the authentic cuisine that they have. It's just a reminder, when you do some kind of excursion like this, get off the boat, enjoy the culture, and take it all in, right? Just like that. Stick around, there's more fun in the sun when we come back. We get to do so many wonderful things when we film these hour-long shows with you, but the best part about it for us is always hanging out with some of the best New Day family members ever. And new to our family is Gail and her wonderful husband, David. How have you enjoyed this trip so far?
We have had such a good time. The ship is absolutely amazing. Lots of little pockets of places to You know, to lay back and relax. The food is exquisite.
The trip has been great with all the people from the Cleveland area, getting to know all the new people and meeting new friends.
This is my first cruise, my first solo trip, so it has been phenomenal to have a group behind me and a group that I could be with and yet still do whatever I wanted.
First of all, it's the people. Look, the people in this group are fantastic. It seems like everybody's your family by the first 25 minutes you're with the group. And the second is, look at the surroundings here, and everything's done for you.
I keep pinching myself. So if anybody's hesitating, Canary travel, go to Paradise, because we're right now in Bimini, and I've been to some really nice places, and this is like that.
My husband saw the Channel 8 commercial for the cruise on TV, and he says, we're going. And I could think of every excuse not to, but I am so glad that I came. It exceeded my expectations. We've loved to travel with Natalie and Nicole and the crew, and we've had a great, great time.
We may not be here for a long time, but we're here for a good time.
It's beautiful. So it's been a great trip. Highly recommend doing a Canary travel trip with Fox 8.
And we got to meet Natalie.
We love you. We love you. Love it. Get to Nicole too.
I think the only thing that is better than cruising with friends is family. This is my little brother Ryan, and this is also what, your first cruise?
First cruise ever.
All right, so be honest, how has this experience kind of exceeded your expectations?
I've always wanted to do a cruise,
Yeah.
and honestly, I think this cruise has spoiled me.
Really?
Because everything has been top notch from the start. The food, the people, the experience, the views, it's phenomenal.
Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being absolutely, how likely are you to book another trip through Canary Travel?
It's about 11.
11? Oh, I love
yeah.
that, my little brother. Honestly, I'm so glad that he's here. Even just seeing his face walking along the ship, it just kind of brightened my day. So, and our drink. Wait, this is the non-alcoholic one though, right?
We'll find out.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Mandy, this trip has been picture perfect. I don't think we could have created a better itinerary in our heads for what we've done.
I know, it has been so fun and great weather and great people to spend it with. So it's been a great time.
Our viewers always are absolutely wonderful. I mean, they come on these trips, at first they don't know what to expect if they're new to it, but I love how we've had ones who've come on multiple trips and they kind of show them the ropes. By the end of it, everyone is one big family. And I know that's what you pride yourselves on with Canary too, with making that experience happen in that way.
We do, yeah, and you know, it's great for all kinds of travelers. If you're a single traveler, you have a kind of a built-in friend system once you get on board. If you're couples, if you're on a group trip, girls trip, guys trip, whatever. So it's really, anybody can come on these trips and have a great time.
And you know what has made this really unique too? I mean, we've done a lot of cruising. This line in particular, there are a lot of things that are included in the price that you pay.
Yes, with this particular ship, with Virgin Voyages, they include Wi-Fi, gratuities, high-end restaurants, and usually you can even get some type of drink package included that is, you know, that's kind of different than other cruise lines too. So
I know the feedback that I've been receiving from our viewers. What's the feedback that you've received?
Everybody's having a great time. Again, it's just so nice to have those people that you can relate to from the same area, and you just meet new friends everywhere you go.
In all honesty, they do this all year long. You have these wonderful group trips that might be to a warm, sunny, tropical destination like this, or to Alaska, like we've done, or Iceland. So all year long, if someone is looking to book, can you just get into how easy that you really make this process for people when they're planning their entire trip?
Sure, yeah. Anytime that anybody calls and they're looking, we kind of qualify them based on what type of trip. If they, you know, want an all-inclusive or a cruise, and we just steer them in the right direction. And, you know, we always end up just kind of customizing the trip based on what they want to do.
Overall, again, this experience has touched my heart. Our viewers are some of the best that you will find throughout Northeast Ohio. We're so grateful for you. We're grateful that you spend your money to come on these trips with us. And I know you can say the same. We can't wait for the next one.
Yes.
And for the next group to come on board one of these fabulous trips with us. It is going to be memorable, as this one was as well. Cheers to you, Mandy. Cheers to Canary. We have a fun and the sun has unfortunately come to an end. We have truly been on island time. It's been such a relaxing trip.
It really has, from the sunshine to the beaches, the delicious food,
All the viewers being with us. And we hope that you get this experience when we do it, and then you come with us for the next one. We'd love to see you. Sound good?
That sounds great.
I'm Natalie Hervick.
And I'm Nicole Marcelino.
And we'll see you on the next
New Day Cleveland.